Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris with Committed 3D Tech, and you are back for another episode of the XYO Show. I realize it's been a little while, and we're going to talk about some of the reasons why I haven't necessarily been talking about XYO that much. A few of the highlights, what we're going to go over is the price of XYO. We're also going to talk about some of the accusations and new information that's been coming to light about Ari and his previous company, Sambreel Holdings. We're going to talk about the new update that allows you to get 20 coins per ad that you watch. We're going to talk about the value and the cost benefit to that. We're going to give you an update on where they're at with the XYO bridge. And last but not least, we are going to talk about my predictions, where I'm at with the company, and what I'm planning to do moving forward. Let's get into the XYO show. Oh, and remember to smash the like button for me. What's up, Pluto? Okay, so first things first, let's talk about where XYO is at with their price. Unfortunately, over the past 6 months, XYO has lost about 80% of its value. Yeah, that's pretty bad. The funniest thing is I've been using a trading bot called BitUniverse. I'm gonna make a video about my results with that and if it's something that you should even be messing with. So I went to check I actually deposited some more XYO into the trading bot, and I saw the price almost double. And I thought to myself, well, that's really weird. What's going on? And so I went in and checked the price of XYO, and it had doubled in a matter of moments. And so I thought to myself, well, what the heck is going on? This is pretty crazy. I actually ended up manually selling all of my XYO. You don't see price jacks like that very often. This is what is considered a pump and dump in the stock market. So I ended up selling all of my XYO tokens at that point. Pretty much immediately after, the price went right back down to where it was, which is 0.3 of a cent per XYO token. So roughly about $3 for every 10,000 XYO tokens. I may buy back in, but we are going to talk about some of the concerns that I've been having lately and exactly where I stand with the company. The first concern that I have is in the COIN app, when you go to exchange tokens, we've been having reports of extremely high conversion rates. In other words, your coin compared to XYO tokens, when you exchange coin, it's gonna give you, at least last night when I did this, it gave me almost double the amount of XYO tokens compared to the coin I had in my wallet. Now, how this is happening and why it's happening exactly, we can only speculate, but either way, there's definitely some funny stuff going on. Anyway, we've been having lots of promises about what's gonna happen with the XYO price, and all I can say is when it comes to cryptocurrency, the market's really volatile. This is a new project. It's a startup with not the greatest history, not the greatest track record. Yeah. I mean, as far as like inflation goes and the price goes, it doesn't look like anything's gonna give despite all of the promises that they have been making even recently. Unfortunately for this episode, I really don't have many good things to say about the company's progress. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm hopefully speaking from a very realistic point of view. I will say Mr. Alan C., if any of you watch his channel or maybe have watched some of the videos that he's put out, apparently he's doing like a big investigation of the company, XYO. And I looked over the information. I'm pretty scholastically advanced. I'm really good at doing research. I'm really good at analyzing data and things like that. And his arguments just aren't all the way there. Like, it's enough to raise suspicion, but if it was in a court of law, I personally don't feel like he's really driving the point home. And there's just not enough for me to say for sure that anything's wrong necessarily. We'll talk about some of my personal concerns that I think are valid and you know, we'll go from there. On that note as well, I'm very disappointed with the XYO Millionaire Club's mods. If any of you are in that group, there have been some people asking questions about Ari, who is the CEO and one of the founders of XYO. They've been asking about his past, some of the companies that he's previously started, in particular Sambreel Holdings. And the bad part is, every time someone even asks a question about this stuff, the mods get rid of the posts completely, which I think not only is unproductive for the group, it also just contributes to the things we talked about before, the PR stunts and nightmares that happened not even 2 months ago with the company. And so I don't know if any of you mods are watching this, but I very much feel like information is important when it comes to startup success and sweeping things under the rug, especially things that shouldn't be a concern. If you sweep them under the rug, that makes them look like they are actually a concern. Which leads into the next segment. Is XYO uploading adware to your phone? The simple answer is, I highly doubt it. It would be really difficult to do that. And most of the time, adware is placed on your computer from you clicking on something. So for instance, I'll show you up here, Ari's previous company, Sambreel, which to be honest, I have no idea what happened to it. All I can find on it is that it got sold in 2015. I don't know who bought it. I don't know anything other than supposedly they made $65 million. So this company was accused, and there's pretty good information on it, that they were attacking computers with adware, which basically would run ads via YouTube and or Facebook that Facebook and YouTube weren't getting the money for. It would be this company, Sambreel Holdings, that is getting the ad revenue. And not only that, but you know, they're putting it on these websites without their consent necessarily. I haven't dived too deep into the investigation, but there is substantial news coverage on Sambreel. If you want to go and research that a little bit more, feel free to do that. But back to the point, it's pretty apparent if there's adware on your device. It's very difficult. And also, it's important to know, at least the iOS App Store, they review the code very in depth before allowing, I mean, it's a strenuous process to get an app approved to go on the App Store. So, like I said, I think it's very unlikely that they are attacking devices via the app. There are a couple things that you can do. I would say if you're into cryptocurrency and you're messing with some of these new technologies and startups, I would definitely do a few extra precautions to protect your identity and to protect your computers. The first one is getting a VPN. Surfshark is the one I recommend. I don't know if any of you heard, NordVPN just recently had a huge data breach, so I avoid them like the plague, but Surfshark is definitely one of the top VPNs in the world. In a nutshell, Surfshark basically masks your IP address, and the way that works is pretty complicated. I'm considering making a video on this, but let me know if you want to do that. So anyway, a VPN is a great way to protect your IP address. That way, anyone who's trying to get on your computer or anything like that, they don't have that avenue to get in and hack you. I recommend using Surfshark. I think it's one of the better VPNs out there, so you can give that a shot. The second tip is protecting your passwords. So you can either make very secure passwords, which is the best way to do it. So I personally try to make my passwords as unique and hard to crack as possible. For those of you who are not as good with your memory and keeping passwords like that, I do suggest using LastPass. This is a system that will store all of your passwords, and you can use them on your computers and your phones and your tablets. It's very user-friendly, and it's a great system. The only downside to LastPass is your password to the LastPass system is extremely important. So you need to make sure it's secure, and you need to make sure you don't lose it or forget it, because if you do, all of your passwords are going to be lost and gone, and it becomes really difficult to get into anything you need to. And then number 3, it's very important to have good antivirus software. Avast has a great free software that you can use, not only on your computers, but also on your phones as well. So I would suggest that. All of the links for those will be down in the description if you want to use those at all. So for me, am I going to stop geo-mining? Probably not. But the fact that Ari has that background, I'm less likely to invest more into the company that I already have. Just point blank, that's sketchy. And Ari, I don't know, man. Maybe you can answer some questions and help us understand why those accusations are there, and maybe just let us know what happened there with Sambreel Holdings. The next thing I want to talk about is smashing the like button, because that's going to help this video go forward to a larger audience, and then they will be able to benefit from all of the information on my channel, just like you. Anyway, seriously, anytime you watch the videos all the way through, or you like or comment or subscribe, you're helping grow this channel, and I genuinely appreciate it. So thank you for doing that. Next, this is actually a good thing for XYO. Recently, they added an update into the app where you can click this little green toggle that you see up here somewhere. And basically that will give you an option to watch an ad in exchange for COIN or XYO tokens. And they give you about 20 COIN per ad you watch. And so if you do the math here, generally ads are paid on a CPM basis, which is cost per 1,000 views. So a good CPM for ads is around $10. So for every 1,000 times an ad is viewed on your app, you get $10. And if the exchange rate for COIN was 1-to-1, meaning every COIN equals 1 XYO, you would be getting half a penny in US dollars. Now, as of last night, the conversion rate was about twice as much COIN to XYO. In that case, XYO is actually giving you the entire amount that they get. So if they are giving out the full penny per view, then that's pretty great. That means they're actually not keeping any of that revenue, which might change, but either way, the fact that they're giving, if it was a 1-to-1 ratio for the COIN, the fact that they're giving you half of a penny per ad you watch, it's actually very fair. And so I think that they have good integrity and good intentions with that feature. Kudos to you guys. I really love that feature, and I'm surprised you guys haven't utilized it earlier. For those of you who know, I actually own a few apps myself. They're just games. I own a math app that lets you practice math daily, and ad revenue is a great way to get some payment from that. And there's no harm in that, especially if you're giving that back to the COIN users. So props on that. Way to go, guys. Last but not least, where are they at as far as the XYO bridge and the Sentinel, the Bound Witness model? There has not been an update to the XYO network app in months. And I have pretty much abandoned all hope that that business model is going to come to fruition at all. So for those of you who have been thinking about buying an a geo-mining kit, obviously none of this is financial advice. But in my personal opinion, I would not buy a geo-mining kit. You can build an XYO bridge, especially because a Raspberry Pi can be repurposed for whatever you want. I mean, it's a little handheld computer. If you want to do that, that's only 50 bucks. Check out the video on how to build your own XYO bridge. But I just would not hold my breath waiting for that business model to actually become a real thing. As far as networks like that being built, I'm a big supporter of Helium. I think the CoinMine 1 network is going to be great. But, you know, there's just a lot of better investments that you could do. Crypto.com, that's probably my #1 investment prediction for the time. So bottom line, where am I at and what am I going to do? I don't like that Ari was a part of an Adware, a company that basically put adware on people's computers. I think that's really sketchy, man, and I don't like that. I am pretty confident that the XYO network, that the COIN app isn't doing any malicious attacking. So on that, I'm gonna keep geomining myself because it's pretty much free XYO tokens, and those are actually worth money. Other than that, like I've mentioned before, I'm personally not investing any more money into the company. That might hurt XYO, that might drive the price down, but ultimately, when you're investing in a company, it's not about funding their pockets. It's about building something that's bigger than you are. And if the company's not producing on that, that's gone. And two, it's about protecting your assets and making money off of those. Those are the two reasons you invest in a company. One, to build something bigger, and two, to make money. If you're not making any money, then why the heck are you doing it? So there you have it, everybody. If you haven't already, please smash the like button for me. Just destroy it, give me the thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, there is also another button, feel free to use that.
Oh no.
Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel because not only do I give you updates on XYO, but also lots of crypto and lots of tech reviews. I have a brand new partner. I'm actually gonna be reviewing the Fuse card coming up here in the next week or two. I'm actually really excited about that. So make sure you turn on the notifications, that way you get notified every time I come out with a new video. Last but not least, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. My name's Chris with Committed 3D Tech, and we will catch you on the next video.